Greetings from the witch house. I am Dr. Gallo. You don't hear much about grave robbing these days. A shame, really. I suppose you could say it's a dying trade. But this was far from the case in 19th century Edinburgh. Digging up a corpse for its buried treasures was commonplace, although, of course, highly illegal. But for many, times were hard and poverty often gives way to more creative means of making money. Body snatching was a new and grisly enterprise, which saw the bodies of the recently dead being stolen, ferried off by night, and sold. There was a shortage of fresh, legal cadavers for study by doctors and surgeons. Demand was high, and competition understandably stiff. Enter Williams, Burke, and Hare. Following the entirely innocent death of a lodger at Hare's property, he and his friend Burke saw an opportunity. Instead of reporting the death to the authorities, they sold the body to Robert Knox, a prominent lecturer on anatomy who asked very few questions. The money they received proved undeniably tempting, and it wasn't long before they started manufacturing corpses themselves. Their first victim, another lodger, was stricken with a fever. They reasoned that her condition may deter others from paying to stay at the house, so she was murdered, and they delivered her still warm body to Knox. Burke and Hare went on to murder some 16 known victims, all in the name of greed. All of the victims were suffocated by Hare, with his hand over their mouth and nose as Burke, a sizable man, lay his weight across their victims to prevent their escape. They were discovered and reported by police when other lodgers found the body of their final victim. Hare walked free, striking a deal for immunity that saw his former accomplice hanged for his crimes. His corpse was quickly dissected, and his preserved skeleton resides to this day at Edinburgh Medical School as a reminder of his atrocious crimes. Body snatching and indeed grave robbing are far less rife in today's modern, so-called civilized world. The risks of being caught are far too great. Unless, of course, you know how to get away with it.